on my way to the coal mine. Yes, indeedy. So, like I said, last night, it was a really great show that the Synth Samurai did last night. He was laying down some breadcrumbs. Yes, indeed. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, you know, one thing I have to say about the Synth Renegades is that it's everything that Samurai says, right? There's no special like entry fee or here's the thing. We just started out playing synths and talking about synthesizers but then it got weird. Right? Then it got weird, man. And then all of a sudden, Samurai started saying stuff like, well, you know what? What the synth let me clarify, because I heard it last night on Samurai's show. Apollo, so he kind of made sense a little bit. He kind of put it out there of his thoughts of what it is, and there are a few people that have their own comments. Well, what it is that people who basically, actually, it's funny. Synth Punk actually put it out there. I remember that Toman show. I remember that video. It was a week-long thing, I believe, of all of the original synthesizer guys. The big hitters, the YouTubers that were making money off of YouTube, and they were getting free gear and stuff, and it was kind of a clique. And the thing is that nobody followed anybody. Like, if you followed them, they wouldn't follow you back. And that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Okay? They wouldn't follow you back. They would comment. Like, if you made a comment, they might comment on you. Some of them that I think were good guys that were, just enjoying themselves like we do. They would comment back, or if a couple of them I would personally message and say, hey, how do you do this? Or, I noticed that you were using this. How does that work? Is it a good piece of gear or whatever? And they would message you back, But then it got to the point where nobody was messaging anybody back, and nobody was talking to anybody. And I'm not going to name names and point fingers. They all sat around the table, and they were jamming with different instruments, and they were talking, and the camaraderie was great, and I enjoyed it. I did enjoy watching it, I'm not going to lie. But then those guys became the Synth Mafia. Some of them, anyway. Some of them broke away. Some of them became renegades. But the ones who didn't don't even talk to you anymore. They don't even acknowledge you. They just want you to acknowledge them. That's part of it. The other part of it is, they were getting free gear sent to them. And some of them lied and said they weren't, but they did. Whatever. I did the whole free gear thing. I got a couple of companies sending me some gear. Samurai got some people sending them some gear. And it wasn't even like a shill thing. It was just like, hey, man, do you want to try this out? Let us know what you think, because they liked the way we did our content. Okay? And so, my whole goal was to become one of those guys that I was watching in the beginning. Back in 2014, somebody said, hey, Jay, or Echo, that's my real name, Jay, by the way, or Echo, they were like, hey, Jay, why don't you start doing gear reviews? You got enough gear, and you're buying gear all the time and doing unboxing. And I said, okay, what the hell? I got an iPhone, slap the iPhone up on a tripod, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. And I was making videos, and they were shitty. They were horrible. Oh, I swore, tip jar. and they were horrible. But I didn't care. I was having fun, right? I didn't realize the work that went into making that video. The cutting and the editing and the special cameras and the special lighting, and a lot of them got real good at it, and they're still real good at it. I spruced up my game in 2023, and I bought a camera and I bought some lighting, and just so I could do my OBS stuff. And Samurai is the one who really got me into this, and I thank him for that, because I'm having fun. I like the camera that I got. I like the angles. I like, now I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put my other camera when I do my live jams. But other than that, again, I'm doing it because I like it. It's fun. I'm not doing it to get paid. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So, I got this free gear, and I did a couple of reviews, and of course, with the reviews, you got to edit, you got to do the demo, you got to do all that stuff. And I didn't like it. It wasn't fun to me, And I can't do what Samurai said too. He can't do it either. It's like, what if the piece of gear they sent you is a piece of crap, right? What if it sucks? I know a lot of people say, this video, this demo that I'm going to do is based on my own, thoughts and my own reaction, and, such and such a company has nothing to do with that, and blah, 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 blah. Okay? But I noticed the guys that hit the big hitters, I'm not going to mention names, but the big hitters, the big companies. I don't hear them saying bad stuff about it. They might do a pros and cons, and there might be like one line of con, but everything else is pros, and they kiss it up and down, right? Excuse me. I can't do that. If something sucks to me, I'm going to say it sucks. If it's made cheaply, I'm going to say it's made cheaply. And I know a lot of the guys do that, I'm not going to mention company names, but I'm not going to mention the guys either, and girls that do that crap, because I used to call them out. I've even called them out on their own channel. I'm glad that I'm doing what I'm doing. I enjoy it. Last night I did a little jam, and I enjoyed that, and I cut the feed right away, which was pretty cool, because I was just like, whatever. And I just cut the feed. People were like, what happened? That was my way of ending it. Nothing fancy, right? I wasn't talking. I didn't want to do any talking last night. I wanted to just jam and have fun. And, some of the stuff I did was horrible. I don't care. I had fun, So I guess, being a renegade is all about just having fun, making music, not caring. When I started playing music when I was a kid, I was 10 years old. My brother-in-law taught me how to play the drums, and he was a good drummer. And, I always wanted to play the drums. And, I remember telling my mother I wanted to play the drums, and I ended up getting a saxophone. And they didn't have any saxophones. So, my mother came home with a clarinet. God, I hated that thing. It sounded like a friggin' sick goose squawking. Hated it. And so, my brother-in-law said, hey, if you do this, do that, and do this in school, I'll give you my drum kit, because he wasn't playing anymore. I said, okay. So I did, and he gave me his drum set, and he taught me. He taught me how to play. And I appreciate that, But the thing is, I would watch, I'm old, so I would watch these concerts at night on Friday and Saturday nights. I'm trying to think of, what was it? Don Kirshner's rock concert. And bands like Black Sabbath would be on there, and all kinds of people, all kinds of music, and Deep Purple, and Earth, Wind, and Fire, and everybody was on the show. Don Kirshner's rock concert, and I saw that and I said, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to be a musician. I want to play. And it was all about, playing and getting the girls and having fun. That's what I did. I played my first gig at my cousin's party at a Christmas party, and I played there, and he paid us $200. Me and a guitar player. We had no bass player, and we had fun. And we played, I think we played like the same 5 or 6 songs over and over again. Nobody cared. People getting drunk. They were all older. I must have been about 12 years old, playing my first gig at my cousin's party. And and it was fun, and it made me want to do it even more. So that's being a renegade. That's being a rebel. Rock and roll music and music was always, he was top virtuoso violinist. He was a nutbag. He was the first real rock star, I think. People actually used to sell his wigs and his clothes in boutique stores in France, and they dress up like him. That's a rock star, So I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm almost at the coal mine. I just wanted to say, once you're a rebel, you're always a rebel. And when you're a renegade, a pirate, whatever you want to call it, be proud of it. Stand up by it. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about just having fun, man. And that's why I like that Samurai, we had people criticize us. I'm not mentioning names. People criticize us about, he's using the Punisher logo. How original. Yeah? Well, let me tell you something. One of the most intense units in the military, okay, the armed forces, puts the Punisher logo on everything. Their tanks, their backs, their backpacks, okay? So I don't care if you think it's a copy or not. It's a statement. That's what it is. It's a statement. You can't touch us. We're going to come for you if you come for us. My father was in the Army in World War II, and he used to wear a yin-yang patch, little tiny patch. A buddy of mine was in the same division later on in life as my father, and I didn't know about this patch. It was the size of a quarter, and it was the yin-yang. It was black and green because it would match their fatigue so nobody could see it. And I guess it was kind of like a special forces patch, and it was balance. They brought balance. And my old man brought balance in World War II. That was his unit. And so let me tell you, my dad was a renegade. His unit were renegades. I don't know. I'm just spewing off at the mouth now. But anyway, I just think that all of this shouldn't have happened, but it did, and maybe it did for a reason. Because now we've got some big hitters out there that are wearing Renegade shirts. Pretty cool. And I don't know, man. People make fun of people by the way they talk, the way they look, the way they dress, whatever. Take a look at yourself, man. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. I don't know. I guess that's all I got to say. All I know is that I'm having fun. I love doing these synth car things. Gives me something to do in the morning. Usually I listen to music or I listen to a podcast when I'm driving to work. But this is cool. This is fun. I like doing this. But anyway, I can't see everybody in the chat, but I hope you all have a wonderful day. Right now it's raining in New England. It's cold, it's raw, it's classic New England winter. And if I, you'll be hearing from me again, but if you don't, I hope everyone has a very happy Merry Christmas, a happy Hanukkah, a happy Kwanzaa, a he, she, they, them, whatever, Bafangul. All right, guys? So like I always say, stay frosty, stay creative, keep on synthing, Peace.